Once again, it's on. Ricochet just cannot stay out of the media. This time, he's coming at Je'Von Evans. We're going to talk about this Twitter or X beef. Check out more at the locker room at Toss Ring Scandal, a.k.a. KDH.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, guys. We're here at Toss Ring Scandal, a.k.a. KDH. We're here at the locker room. Turnbuckle King in the building. We'll talk about Je'Von Evans just exposed Ricochet. Je'Von Evans and Ricochet online beef. You guys get the likes those who come into the locker room, about to air some big time dirty laundry. Now, on social media, this all started when a fan said that Je'Von is the best young prospect in wrestling. And don't come in my replies talking about some other randoms nobody heard of either. And Ricochet simply replied and said, I will squash him. This is how it all started. And since then, it just took off. And then we had Je'Von saying, my bad, I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels. Something you don't have to do, but I bet your brown head egg ass would squash me if Tony told you to. Much love, OG. Then Ricochet would say, you know what? He learned from Shawn Michaels when he was a little boy, when he was 12 years old and blah, blah, blah. He said he's a multiple-time champion. And he said, hope you win one, little boy. And then Je'Von Evans said, you learned from HK when I was 12, but now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week in front of a crackhead. Talk about an upgrade, am I right? And he's referring to Tony Khan. It's just crazy. Then Je'Von Evans saying, sound Mr. Khan is to give you enough attention. So you have to come for a successful youngin. You give me the most views on my posts and finally helping you get the most attention you ever had in your career. All love. So Je'Von and Ricochet been going at it on X all for a good minute. Now, Je'Von had a point. Ricochet, who was, on WWE, he's Intercontinental and United States champion. Now he's on Dynamite Beach Break fighting Zach Gowen, who was in WWE, who has the prosthetic leg. This guy went from fighting, big names in WWE, had a spot with Logan Paul, had a fight with Logan Paul, big names like that. Now he's fighting Zach Gowen. So Ricochet, I would say, ever since he did the interview months and months back saying that there would be no AEW if it wasn't for him. Remember when we did the interview at Q101 and I talked about that? If you notice at the timeline, guys, his career has pretty much been going downhill words. Down. Because Tony Khan, he does not like it when you think that you're bigger than AEW or you take all the credit. Now, Ricochet did have a feud with Swerve Strickland. They had a few matches there. And that was the best feud he had since he's turned heel, once he's been in AEW. Ever since the Ricochet and Swerve feud was over, Ricochet hasn't done anything. Now, he was at AEW Dynasty where he did compete, in a triple threat against Mike Bailey. He was going for the international championship, which he did not win, which we figured he wasn't going to win. But ever since then, it just hasn't been the same. Now, I know he did an interview here with the New York Post Sports, and he talked about his character, how he recently turned heel, and his feud with Swerve and everything else. Let's check it out here at the locker room.
If someone were asking what is Ricochet's true self, how would you kind of describe it?
Honest, truthful, a leader, an inspiration, really just, someone who is trying to show the entire world that they've been underrated and they've been looked over, and never give up on yourself. I think that's exactly what Ricochet is representing right now.
With that said, do you feel like you're proving people wrong that didn't think you had this in you?
I think more importantly, I'm proving myself right.
Okay.
I think rather than proving people wrong, it's proving myself right, which will inevitably prove everyone wrong.
When you're kind of going through the beginnings of this on TV and we're starting to see the little bit of the heelish turn, and then you get the toilet paper thrown at you in New York, and it hasn't fully formed yet, but we're getting there. What's going through your mind when you're already getting that crowd reaction before we've even seen kind of the full version of this?
See, that's the thing. I just go out there each and every night and I perform to the best of my abilities. And that hasn't changed for the last 22 years. So I would say it would be the people who are on the edge, who are on the verge of changing their ways, I think. I think all that time it was the people, it was Swerve, it was everybody starting to form their own, I guess, reasons or personalities or whatever. They all decided to turn on me. I did nothing different. I have basically been the same Ricochet since I stepped foot in the AEW. I've been the same Ricochet for the past 22 years. It's just the fact that they decided to change. So since they decided to change, I decided to adapt. And since I've adapted to their personality, now everyone thinks that I'm the bad guy, which is crazy to me. Because I wasn't the one throwing toilet paper. I wasn't the one interrupting people's promos. I wasn't the one trying to take TV time from somebody else. I wasn't the one calling out, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the one. I was the one that had to adapt and had to rebuttal all of that. So, yeah, I think over these past couple of months, it's just been a slow burn of me finally just becoming who I was always meant to be.
What was it like working with Swerve, where he's, working at maybe the highest level of his career right now, someone who's become an incredible storyteller that gives the performers and the audience something to really sink their teeth into? I thought the story you guys told had so many layers to it.
Yeah, I guess if the story is you're just going to be cheating the whole time, then yeah, great story. You have Nana out there the whole time trying to steal my jacket, so I'm distracted there. You have, I don't know whether it was Swerve or whether it was Nana or whatever, but they had celebrities in the crowd literally yelling at me the whole time, so I couldn't concentrate there either. And then you probably have Tony Schiavone on commentary saying something negative, so I have to think about that too. So it was like just a one after another of complete distraction on Swerve's side for me. So, I mean, I guess if the story for Swerve is, everyone cheers for him, but he really is just cheating the whole time. And then at the end with Nana coming back out, and I thought I had it won, and then again, it just didn't go my way. But like I said, I was out there by myself. I had nobody out there with me. No one was, yelling at Swerve the whole time. So, but that match, I mean, I'm glad that it showed that part.
Now, one thing about Ricochet, he just a very, very boring promo cutter. Mic skills is all at an all-time low. Now, if you listen to the interview there, hopefully it didn't put you to sleep. His interviews are not even great. He does interviews. He just take interviews. He's just like ever since he ride AEW, Ricochet has really been feeling himself, and I mean on screen and off screen. And he's been doing these boring promos. He think his head got really big since he makes what reportedly $1 million contract with AEW and all this other stuff. And the thing about it is with Ricochet, his career not only has went downhill, it's just there's no substance behind it. I mean, he's been AEW for what, close to since last August when he debuted at All In. And yet he always goes on interviews or he goes on social media. He talks about his time in WWE, how AEW's better, how WWE didn't let him do this, didn't let him do that. He mentioned how the wrestlers better. Now, not too long ago, Ricochet was talking crap about Tony Khan. Nick Khan. Wrong Khan. Nick Khan, that's in WWE. He talked about him. He talked about the company. He always talks about that stuff. And now you're saying you squashed Je'Von Evans. I got to say, Je'Von Evans, he is the young OG for a reason. And Je'Von Evans got you beat, Ricochet. Not just him getting you on the tweets on X, but he got you in the ring. Because Ricochet, you are a thing of the past. Je'Von is the future. He's only what? I think he just turned 21 years old. Ricochet, however, you are now, what, 36, 37 years old. So he has way more days ahead of him than Ricochet. You have more days ahead of you. Ricochet, you have more days behind you. Because he's been wrestling for, what, 21 years as he's been stating in interviews. So I don't understand why you want to hate on Je'Von Evans. Squash him. You're not going to squash him. That's what I'm saying. Ricochet should be focused on AEW stuff. Focus on why you can you get a title in AEW. Focus on getting a singles championship, at least the Intercontinental Championship, TNT Championship, something. Because you are not doing nothing significant over there in that company. And honestly, now I've seen how he's been in AEW, you should have stayed put in WWE. Because there's nothing groundbreaking you're doing in that company. It's just your promo skills really got exposed. It sounds horrible. Your feuds are not doing nothing. You went from feuding with Swerve Strickland. You went to have a match with Will Ospreay. And now you swindled down to have a match against Zach Gowen at AEW Spring Break. See, that's Tony Khan punishing you for the comments that you made months ago saying that you made AEW and you did not make AEW. So that just needs to stop. And it's not just Ricochet. All these AEW fools over there. Will Ospreay, I know he just. I might talk about that too, where he said that he don't like WWE wrestling. I don't get you AEW guys. Why are y'all always talking crap about WWE? You have your own job, your own company over there. Why are you steady insulting another company? WWE guys, they don't not think about you AEW people at all. They don't say anything about you guys. And if they do say something, it's because you guys started it and set the whole thing off. So I understand that. And now Ricochet just digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper every time I look up at this guy. He's always running his mouth. Every week it's about Nick Khan used him at first. Then you talk about Je'Von Evans now. You talked about WWE. I mean, this man just does not stop. He just don't stop. I mean, you would think Ricochet all the years he was in WWE, you would learn something and made it for good use right now. But unfortunately, you have not. Now, Je'Von Evans, let me go on to you. You are the young OG, 21 years old, but you should not be going back and forth, especially with a fool like Ricochet and talking and going or saying all that stuff about calling Tony Khan a crackhead. That's unprofessional, and I hopefully that those, even though he later on deleted it, I really hope it does not affect him in the future and eventually cost him his job. Now, you know, WWE went through a whole bunch of releases as of last week on NXT on Evolve. I hope when the next round of cuts come around, and there will be a next round, I hope Je'Von Evans is not a part of that list because he is talented. Now, people say that Je'Von Evans, he doesn't have no mic skills. He sucks. The man is only 21 years old. He's at the very, very beginning of his wrestling career. Some things you can be taught. You can get better with promo skills, but this is not the time before to lose the opportunity to be in WWE, and especially the way NXT is booming right now, over some crap with Ricochet. Don't let that man get to you, because that's what Ricochet want. To be honest, to be fairly honest with Ricochet, Ricochet's a miserable person. He's not happy where he's at. That's why he continues to assault WWE. He may have the big money over there in AEW and have the freedom to say whatever he wants when he wants and have that stupid ad-lib that he stole from Jadakiss. Aha! But it doesn't. I don't think he's really happy, and he was miserable, and he wants to bring people down with him, and that's what he's low-key trying to do with Je'Von Evans. Hopefully, Je'Von Evans make more smart decisions next time. But that's all I have for Je'Von Evans. Just exposed Ricochet, Je'Von Evans, and Ricochet online beef. You guys let me know what you think of this beef that started on X. Who was in the right, who was in the wrong? Check out the content here at Toss Ring Scandal, a.k.a. KDH. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.